Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video I wanted to talk with you about your retirement, IRAs and Roth IRAs, some very powerful tools. Now, before we begin, I want to mention that I am not a financial professional. This is not financial advice, nothing like that, but I wanted to make sure to provide this information for you. Definitely consult with your tax professionals, with your your financial professionals to get the right information. And if you have any questions and we're able to answer them, leave them in the comment section below. If we're able, we're going to go ahead and cover that information. So today I wanted to actually go over a few different things in this video. So we're going to do a little presentation. So we're going to go here and kind of cover the information as we go. So again, we're going to cover your IRA versus Roth IRA. There are lots of different financial instruments that are out there. And I know that a lot of truckers are mainly focusing on basically, growing the bag, making sure you have a lot more money established for your retirement or whatnot, cover expenses, et cetera, but oftentimes they don't think about the retirement planning. And this is really important. Like I said, make sure to consult with your financial professional. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to cover two of these items, which is going to be your IRA versus your Roth IRA. Personally, I invest in my Roth IRA, and I'll explain why in just a moment. Now, what we're looking at is your Roth IRA. There's going to have some limits that, some income limits that will disqualify you if you make too much money. There's also a Roth IRA loophole that a lot of wealthy people have been using, and it looks like this loophole might actually disappear based on some of the new legislation that's being passed or may potentially be passed in the future. So we'll cover that as well, and we'll go over the contribution limits and what you can contribute. There are some limitations to both your traditional as well as your Roth IRA. So let's go ahead and get going here. So your traditional IRA differs from your Roth IRA in that you contribute your pre or even post-tax dollars onto your paycheck, and that's the biggest differentiator there. Now, your money grows tax deferred, which means that you don't pay taxes now, especially when it is pre-tax dollars. Generally speaking, and you may want to consider asking this question, but generally speaking, traditional IRAs are usually pre-tax dollars, and that actually allows you to actually reduce your gross income and therefore pay less taxes in general because your income would be considered lower. Whereas with the Roth IRA, you're actually doing post-taxes, taxes have been paid, and it grows slightly differently. So in your traditional IRA, your money grows tax deferred. You'll pay for it later. Now, your withdrawals are actually taxed at the current income level at the age of 59 and a half, when you're able to actually begin withdrawals without any additional penalties, any additional taxes, anything like that. So that's when you're going to pay your taxes, when you're at 59 and a half or older. Now, moving on with the Roth IRA, to kind of give you an idea, there is going to be a contribution that's going to be post-tax. That is in all cases with your Roth IRA. Now, your money grows tax-free, and obviously there's going to be a lot of growth because you're leaving it for a long period of time, and it continues to contribute to itself and grow your account as that money grows on top of itself, basically. And that's where the majority of that growth comes from. Now, you're going to get your tax-free and penalty-free withdrawals after the age of 59 and a half, just like with your traditional IRA. But the beauty is that now you're going to be contributing. That dollar amount is going to grow over many years, 20, 30 years, wherever your age is, wherever your retirement age is. Especially, obviously, if you're the younger you are, the more opportunity you have. But the beauty of the Roth IRA is that you're actually going to have tax-free and penalty-free withdrawals after the age of 59 and a half. And, there's going to be a lot more money there than you initially put in. So you don't want to be paying taxes on that. So there are some limitations set as well. So your Roth IRA has some income limitations though. So for example, your modified adjusted gross income, or MAGI, is what the IRS is basically considering in terms of your qualifications for a Roth IRA. Now, if you're a single person in 2021's income bracket, you have to make under 140,000. For 2022 and single, you got to be under 144,000. Now, a lot of truckers will be above that, and so they will be disqualified for a Roth IRA. But I'll show you a loophole of how you can actually still get yourself a Roth IRA. I'm able to do it, and a lot of other folks are as well. Now, if you're under $208,000 for 2021, if you are filing jointly or you are married, and for 2022, that number is at $214,000. So there you go. For those married folks, you get the benefit there. Now, there are some contribution limits that you should be aware of, and the contribution limits are the same for both your Roth and your traditional IRA. Basically, the contribution is $6,000 per year prior to 50 years old. So if you're 50 or older, that number does come up to $7,000 $10,000 in order to help you catch up a little bit if you're starting out a little bit late, or, that helps you if you've been investing continuously over several years. This will actually help you in an additional $1,000 a year that you can actually throw in there and have a bit more growth there. They're really important because right now, the markets are kind of all over the place, but we've hit some lows and it might be a time to buy in. These may or may not be dips. These, may be great entry levels for you guys. Now, your traditional IRA must begin withdrawing money at age 72, right? So once you're at 72, it's pretty much automatic. They will begin to withdraw based on your traditional IRA. Now, your Roth IRA has no withdrawal age requirements. You actually don't have to ever withdraw. The withdrawals will automatically begin once you're dead. So there is that. There are no age requirements. Now, unlike a traditional IRA, this is a direct quote. With a Roth IRA, there are no required minimum distributions. So there you go. That is another benefit. If you're doing good on your income, you want to leave it alone, let it grow, you are able to do that. Now, your traditional IRA withdrawals are going to have some rules. We're going to cover those here. There are some stipulations in terms of showing hardship, and we're going to show you that as well. You can get some additional money out without penalties or additional taxes that you're able to do. But with the traditional IRA, you don't need to show any sort of hardship. So that's a benefit there. Now, there is an additional 10% tax that they say is not a penalty. It's an additional 10% tax if you withdraw before 59 and a half. And there are some stipulations there as well. So what I'd like to do now, actually, let me see if I can actually open up some of these things for you. So I wanted to go through a few of the requirements and some of the questions that may be answered with the text here. This is from Schwab's website, and some of this information is right from the IRS. So I'll read through this here. If you're 59 years and younger, there are certain stipulations that may benefit you. So for example, it says here, you can withdraw contributions you made to your Roth IRA anytime, tax and penalty free. However, you may have to pay taxes and penalties on earnings in your Roth IRA. So what does this mean? It means that withdrawals from a Roth IRA you've had less than 5 years that have had a bit of growth. If you take a distribution of Roth IRA earnings before you reach the age of 59 and a half and before the account is 5 years old, the earnings may be subject to taxes and penalties. You may be able to avoid penalties, but not the taxes in the following situations. And this may be, very, very important for the younger crowd out there. For example, if you're, first-time home buyer, so you use the withdrawal up to $10,000 over a lifetime as a maximum, where you pay for your first-time home purchase, your first-time home buyer. You can pull 10 grand out of there without having to pay any sort of penalties. Now, you can also use the withdrawal to pay qualified educational expenses. For qualified expenses related to a birth of a child or an adoption of a child, you become disabled, or if you pass away, I guess you won't really care about that all that much. And you use the withdrawal to pay for unreimbursed medical expenses or health insurance if you're unemployed. Finally, the distribution is made in substantially equal periodic payments. You're able to do that. There are some stipulations there as well. You want to, again, speak with your tax professional, your finance professionals. Now, finally, we're going to look at the withdrawals from the Roth IRA if you've had it for more than 5 years, but if you're still under the age of 59 and your Roth IRA has been around for 5 years or longer and you've got some earnings there, your earnings will not be subject to taxes if you meet one of the following conditions. So basically, one of two things. You use the withdrawal up to 10 grand of a lifetime maximum to pay for the first-time home buyer. Same thing. You become disabled or pass away. So there are some things there. Now, the other thing I wanted to cover with you is basically this right here. If you're over the age of 59 and a half, which a lot of our viewers are, based on analytics information that we're seeing, our truckers, our truck drivers, the withdrawals from a Roth IRA, if you've had it less than 5 years, basically your earnings will be subject to taxes, but not penalties. And if you've had it that's for less than 5 years. And if you've had it for more than 5 years, then you've basically met the 5-year holding requirement. You can withdraw money from your Roth IRA with no taxes or penalties. And again, remember that unlike a traditional IRA, the Roth IRA, there are no required minimum distributions. So very, very important that you guys look into these things. It may not look like a lot. It may not look like you're making headway, but over a long period of time, especially if you have the right entry points, the right exit points, you're able to make this money and basically make it happen so that when the time comes for you to retire, you're going to have a nice plush bag available for you, and you won't have to be opening doors at Walmart or continue to drive your truck into your 70s and 80s and possibly longer than that. So once again, guys, if you have any questions, please drop us a comment in the comment section below. Look through this information. Anything you don't understand, it's worth it to have an appointment with your tax professionals to make sure you're doing the right things. Don't let this thing just slide. I'll take care of it later. Very, very, very important. And then for our shameless plug, 801-448-6363. If you need to make money in the trucking industry, if you're a carrier or an owner operator, call or text that number there on your screen, and you'll be able to get in touch with us. We'll answer all your questions, get you guys going. We also produce videos every single week showing you guys what kind of money our customers are making, whether they're leased on owner ops or if they're a carrier. This week has been fantastic. We'll have a video coming out tomorrow about about this. Great money, even in this crazy market and a freight industry. So our guys are able to make that kind of money. So if you're in the trucking industry, if you're a carrier or an owner operator, please do get in touch with us. We'd love to help you guys out. Now, I also wanted to speak with you about the loophole that I mentioned to you. Now, this is a loophole that's been around for decades and decades. Lots of very wealthy people have been taking advantage of it. And what it does is actually very, very interesting. So remember how at the beginning of the video, we talked about income limitations. So what you actually do in a nutshell, and this is 100% legal. There's nothing wrong with this. This is absolutely allowed under the IRS law, under the tax law. And this is how it works. If you do not qualify for a Roth IRA because you make too much money, what you basically do is you open up a traditional IRA, you deposit your money there, it goes into a settlement fund. Once that money settles, you actually open up a Roth IRA and you convert the IRA, the traditional IRA, to a Roth IRA. There, you're going to get all of the benefits discussed in this video about the Roth IRA, even though you technically don't qualify for the Roth IRA. You didn't actually deposit money into the Roth IRA. What you did is you deposited into a traditional, you made a conversion, and then you're basically investing your money through the Roth IRA. And remember, it's just a vehicle, so you can actually invest in stocks, bonds, you can invest into, gold, silver, whatever. There's a ton. You can buy ETFs, you can buy mutual funds, individual stocks. There's all sorts of different things that you can do. But the Roth IRA will basically help you with the tax advantages. And this is really the biggest thing. It may not look like a lot right now, but believe me, once your account grows to $1 million or something like that, and it's time to withdraw, you don't want to be getting taxed at the very, very high level of income. At that point, you're probably not working. You're probably retired. You may not have such a huge requirement for money and things like that. And so you don't want to be having all this money coming in and getting taxed as if you're working, going to really beat you up. So definitely avoid that. There are benefits to a traditional IRA. I'm not saying that's not it. In fact, for those of you who find yourself at a point where, listen, my home's paid off, car's paid off, I have no bills, I don't have lots of expenditure, in that case, a traditional IRA might actually benefit you because as you were contributing to that money, you were actually lowering your taxable income. And so you save money on the front end and you're going to pay on the back end. Personally, I prefer the Roth IRA for me, just because, basically it doesn't save me money on the front end, but later, because I'm younger, it's going to grow, hopefully, right? And then when time comes to withdraw money from there, it will be tax-free and I'll be able to enjoy that, hopefully at not too ripe of an old age. So guys, if you have any questions, as always, leave your comments in the comment section below. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you got any questions whatsoever, there's our number again. You can call it at 801-448-6363 or text the number. Go to our website at aftdispatch.com/go and fill out the chat box there, any of the pages there, and we'll be more than happy to get in touch with you guys, help you start making the kind of money that you deserve to be making in the industry. Definitely don't leave money on the table. We can help you in that respect. So again, get in touch with us and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.